team goes through a shootout for the first time in the season, you get the call. What it mean for you to kind of at least be able to get that chance to kind of help your team?
Yeah, it's fun. It's obviously very fun to feel like they have that belief that you're going to go out there and score. Fortunately, not I didn't do it yesterday, but obviously happy to get the opportunity. And if there's the next time, hopefully we'll have a different result on that one.
We've asked you about Pontus Holmberg before in the season, but what have you noticed over this last month or so in terms of how he's just kind of seamlessly transitioned into that go-to center in the fourth line?
Yeah, he looks very comfortable out there. I feel like. I mean, in the beginning, it's a little bit of a transition from playing in the minors and getting called up. But I mean, Pontus is such a smart player, so when he gets up there and trying to get the feel first couple of games, I guess, and then he looks really comfortable out there, making really good plays, reads the game really well. So he's playing really good hockey right now.
Is he ever a guy who just kind of asks fellow teammates for advice, or is he just someone who's just been able to just kind of pick things up like that?
I think on the ice he picks things out pretty easy. Obviously, he asked us Swedes quite a bit. Starting to get more comfortable with English too, so it's easy for him. It's nice to be around and help a guy like that out. So, but on the ice, he's just such a smart player, so he picks things up by himself, I guess.
The six defensemen that you guys rolled for last night, it kind of feels like that was the idea going into the season. You guys have played together a whole ton, starting to feel more comfortable with the six defensemen that usually run out there.
Yeah, I mean, it's never, a set or a lineup that we have right now. I mean, we have, Timmins has played since he got here, and he's played really good hockey. So, I mean, it's always a battle. I mean, you want to compete and stay in the lineup the whole time. And, as yesterday, that was, I guess for one of the few games we played together, the six guys that we had in the beginning of the season. So it's nice to have everyone back, but it's always a competition as in who's going to play the games.
What do you find that you have to work on? Or do you give yourself targets, stuff that you always want to work on to keep yourself motivated to stay in the lineup?
Motivated, I don't think that's a big thing for me. I feel like I'm always motivated. It's the same thing. I'm very young still, so I'm trying to work on everything. I just want to improve and get better in every area. I want to be a consistent player out there. So that's something I feel like I want to keep working on and raise my lowest level a little bit.
Just looking ahead to the Kraken, what is the conversation like as you guys look ahead?
Yeah, I mean it's a good hockey team, taking huge steps from last year as well, and we haven't seen them yet this year, so it's going to be a lot of fun to play them tomorrow. So I feel like bounce back from yesterday, and I feel like all the guys in the team are very motivated for tomorrow. Thank you.
There's a lot of balance throughout their line.
Yeah, we talked about that today. Extremely deep team. They get production from all four lines. Have been really good at 5-on-5 overall. Very good off transition off the rush with their speed. So, playing with confidence and obviously having a really good season so far. So, expect a really hard-fought game tomorrow, and important like we talked about today, just resetting here, getting some of our details better in the way we have to defend and break them down. Has to be a little more consistent than we have been maybe throughout the last stretch of games, and solid team that's going to come at us hard.
Maintenance day for Willie?
Yeah, he's just dealing with a bit of an illness, so give him the day and hope that he bounces back tomorrow.
What was the focus today after looking at the tape and kind of resetting ahead of Seattle?
We went through some different things in the game, not necessarily. It's more things that we've been talking about as a team that are important to us that we pick out of the game yesterday. Some things that we could do better, but some things that just showed up in the game. But today really is just about getting the guys in and getting them moving, and then get out of here and get ready for another game tomorrow. Obviously, these practices, day between games are challenging because players are fatigued mentally and physically and all those kind of things. But I like the work and the energy of the group today. So get a chance to go home and rest and be ready for a real good Seattle team tomorrow.
Did you get a sense yesterday that there might have been some fatigue in that game? I think you mentioned in the past that first home game after a road trip can kind of feel like an extension of.
I wouldn't say that. Maybe some mental fatigue early or something, just because obviously our start wasn't good. I didn't think we were sharp or as engaged early in the game in that first period. But then we got better as it went on. Third period was quite good for us. So I don't think you could say that fatigue is a factor because of the fact that we got better as the game went on. But I think there was a number of good things we did in the game. There's just a number of things that you got to do better there. And like we talked about, special teams get away on you in terms of a shorthanded goal and 2 power play goals against. Two opportunities to clear the puck that we don't execute on that and give them extra opportunities, and they end up hurting you. So that gets, the game gets away on you when all of a sudden through 22 or 23 minutes of hockey, you've given up 3 goals on special teams. It's going to be a challenging game from there, and you're going to have to chase it, which we did a good job of. But we got to do a better job of defending and taking care of special teams. And anytime you score 5, it should be a win all day, every day. So that clearly wasn't enough yesterday.
When you look ahead to Seattle, and you do the pre-scout, what is the hallmark of their team that leads to when they have success?
Well, for me, I mean, they play with great speed. They're very connected, very structured. I think Hack and his staff there have done a terrific job. And even last season, they were not an easy team to play against. And look at a lot of their underlying numbers and metrics. You look at they were a real good team that couldn't get a lot of saves, and it was tough on them. But playing against them was not an easy task. They played a lot of speed, great in transition, great in offensive zone, and they're deep. They're deep. They get offense from all 4 lines. They're at 5-on-5, the number 1 offense in the NHL. So very challenging to defend there, and a lot of it's because they get production from really 4 lines, and their defense is involved as well. So there's challenges there for sure to contend with. So we'll certainly be tested defensively, and that's an area that we've slept a little bit here since we've come back from the break, and we've got to bring that back.
You have a couple of healthy scratches on D. 3 and 4 games coming up. Is there a chance you try and get those guys in schedule as it gets busier?
Yeah, we'll look at it. I had talked to Timmins the other day just about the fact that he wasn't going to play in either of the games this week, being yesterday and tomorrow, and it's a good chance for him to spend more time in the gym and more time on the ice with development staff without having to focus on the games or anything like that, that we were going to go with other guys and give him that chance. We'll revisit it after tomorrow and see where we're at there. But certainly with both Timmins and Ben, guys that have done a good job for us. So it's not easy to make those decisions to have them come out. Of course, the 6 that we have in are guys that, by and large, have been our 6 when we were healthy. And you want to give them an opportunity to get going again. But, like anything else, when you've got other guys that have shown the ability to help you, then you've got that internal competition, and hopefully that pressure, in time becomes a positive for us, and we can utilize that depth, if not to make lineup changes, then to make everybody stay sharp and stay consistent.
Does it change things when you're home this much this month to kind of work with the skills staff for like different things you may want to kind of do down the road, or players getting better?
Yeah, we try to utilize that as much as we can, for sure. There's a lot more opportunity to do it at home ice, or when you're coming off a home ice. It's as much as we're at home, it's not like we've got an abundance of days off. There's a lot of games in there. So it's a challenge to come off of a game the night before, to wake up and come to the rink and put in another day's work. It's a challenge to manage that, especially as you get into this point in the week, where you get into the second game and you got 2 more games looming. As much as we want to take advantage of each day, it's on me and our staff to be smart about how we do that. So obviously the guys who don't play as much, we're going to take advantage of these days, and the guys who are playing more, you're going to give them more time away.